My name is Heather Trenton. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom due to the COVID vaccine mandate. I am not vaccinated for any COVID-19 shots or booster shots. I decided, I don't think I've ever identified with the title anti-vax, ever. I had all my childhood immunizations. My own children have immunizations, but I've never taken a flu vaccine in my life before because I felt it's my job as a healthy young individual to actually get the flu and have a natural immunity to it to protect those I love around me. So I viewed the COVID vaccine very much just like any other flu vaccine, and I never felt a need to get it. And it wasn't until it started becoming increasingly politically polarized that I was like, there's something seriously wrong with this now, because no medical politics don't belong in medicine at all. Just, that's a hard line for me. So working in a homeless shelter, my position was a frontline worker. That role includes aiding in overdoses if some of the residents who are drug users have that happen to themselves, giving them hygiene materials, giving them clean blankets. Oftentimes in a homeless shelter, you're breaking up fights a lot of the time because when you have 40 plus roommates, that happens. So a lot of the residents who come into the homeless shelter don't have anything medically up to date, let alone vaccines. And it seemed like a really strange thing when they started asking workers to get vaccinated when your residents and clients aren't even vaccinated. So when finally the axe came down and the director of board for work said that everyone needed to be vaccinated, submit your vaccine status as workers, I just refused to submit mine. I was like, oh no, you don't need to know that. And finally it was like more and more pressure, like, well, tell us. And I was like, well, I have medical concerns with this. Like, it's brand new mRNA gene therapy technology. It's not had 20 years of study and science behind it like previous vaccines, and I just don't see a need to put the pressure on this when our residents aren't even vaccinated. Like, finally, I just was like, this is enough. They were gonna put me on an unpaid leave of absence, which I was like, could have taken, but I decided to actually resign at that point because I just was tired of playing the game. When I wrote my resignation letter, I wrote it as an open letter to the entire company, because when the vaccination mandate was happening, not many people were talking about it like coworkers. It felt very hush-hush, like don't talk about if you're not vaccinated and don't talk about if you're being put on leave of absence. And I don't believe in making a scene, but I don't believe in going quietly. I sent it out to 200 people, and I know that they read the work email every day because there's many different kinds of responses. And it was just crickets as soon as I sent my letter. I had a few people personally come up to me afterwards or send me a text message privately and say, good for you for standing up what you believe in. But no actual email replies that everyone else could read. There's so much fear behind it all. Being Canadian right now is a really interesting time. My husband and I often joke that Canada is now communist light. It's not the Canada I felt like I grew up in. It's not a healthy place to be, and it's laughable when people say Canada's a free country. When there's this many people sitting on the system of poverty and welfare, accepting COVID benefits and accepting government handout money, that's not freedom. That's a noose around your neck, and it gets tighter and tighter as soon as you're more dependent on that money. And you will do everything in your power to keep that money coming in. So of course you'll take all the little steps, the breadcrumbs they're giving people. It's a really sad place to be, so get off the system now and find ways to be sustainable and find groups and communities of people who are like-minded, which is probably the best thing that's come out of COVID at this point. I've found my people.